Hi, hello. Welcome to iShow Vlog channel. Before we jump onto the video, I just want to share that I've recently completed this AZ-900 Microsoft Azure Fundamentals exam. Hence, I thought of making some videos to share my experience and knowledge with you all. So let's get started. In this AZ-900 series, I am planning to post a series of videos to cover the scope of AZ-900. And this will be the first introduction video. In this video, I'll be covering what is AZ-900 and what is the new syllabus in 2022, what is the exam mode, and how many questions will be available in the exam, and so on. So let's get started. So, to begin with, what is Microsoft Azure? Microsoft Azure is a cloud product provided by Microsoft. And this is one of the emerging technologies in market. So if you are interested to learn about cloud technology, then this exam will be the beginner level exam to start your cloud journey. So next is scope updates. Recently in Jan 2022, the syllabus of Azure is now changed. So we will discuss in detail about the syllabus at the end of this video. Next is learning materials. If you are planning to take this exam, and then the first preference to study is Microsoft Portal. There we have 6 e-learning materials to cover the scope of this AZ-900 exam. Also, if in case you have access to Udemy, then you have study materials in Udemy too. These two are the main sources to prepare for this exam. Next, any offers or free vouchers. Before you plan for this exam, make sure check if in case you have any free vouchers or any offers going on in your company so that you can avail it. Next is exam mode. Currently, almost all of us are preferring to take the exam online. So even for this exam, we have the option to take exam online using Pearson VUE mode. Number of questions. For this exam, based on your experience, the question will be around 40 to 60 questions. So how your experience will be judged? Before you take up the exam, there will be a survey where your work experience as well as your knowledge in each of the chapters will be asked by Microsoft. Once that survey is done, based on that, your questions will be generated. So make sure to give a valid answer to all of the questions in that survey. In my real-time experience, I got 38 questions which needs to be completed in 45 minutes. And all the 38 questions will not be in one-liner. Rather, in one question, there will be 3 subset of questions like yes or no or drag and drop. So 50% of your questions will have 3 subset of questions. So make sure to answer for those questions in the given time accordingly. Practice test. Before you schedule for the exam, make sure you are practicing the sample questions by referring to various websites like Examtopics.com or the practice test available in Microsoft, the practice test available in Udemy as well. The preparation time. To study for this exam, definitely we will need 2 weeks of time, including a weekend, if in case you are working full-time. And if you are available or if you are free, then 1 week will be enough to prepare for this exam. And what is the pass score? Pass score is above 700 out of 1000. This score system is based on the different number of questions we have under the 38 questions. Syllabus overview. As you see here, they mentioned that this page and the skills are now updated as on January 25, 2022. So these are the 6 main sections which will be our scope for this exam. And also this percentage shows the weightage for each section. Describe cloud concepts and then core Azure services, core solution and management tools on Azure, general security and network security features, identity, governance, privacy and compliance features, Azure cost management and service level agreements, which is SLAs. In the skills outline, we will see that in detail. See here again, it's mentioned that these are updated in Jan 25, 2022. So in the first section, describe cloud concepts, which has a weightage of 20 to 25%. Here, it covers the benefits of cloud computing such as high availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, and disaster recovery, and the difference between 2 types of expenditures, capital as well as operational, and how the Azure fits in consumption-based model. And what is the shared responsibility model? What is the different service, which is IaaS, infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service, the differences between all these 3 services. Also, details about serverless computing, which is functions and logic apps, and how we identify a service based on our business needs. And the types of cloud computing, which is public, private, hybrid, and the differences between these 3 types of cloud. These are the items which will be present in the section 1. Let's move to the section 2. The section 2 contains the benefits and usage of regions, region pairs, availability zones, resource groups, subscriptions, management groups, Azure Resource Manager, and all other Azure resources. Then, the benefits and usage of VM, virtual machines, Azure App Services, Azure Container Instances, Azure Kubernetes Services, Azure Virtual Desktop, Virtual Networks, VPN Gateway, Virtual Network Peering, and Express Route. Also, the benefits and usage of different types of storage accounts, which is blob storage, disk storage, file, and storage tiers for each storage account. And the DB types, Cosmos DB, Azure SQL DB, Azure DB for MySQL, and Azure DB for PostgreSQL, and Azure SQL Managed Instance. And also the benefits of Azure Marketplace. These are the content which will be available in section 2. Let's move to section 3. which is about core solutions and management tools on Azure. It contains the benefits and usage of IoT, Internet of Things, IoT Hub, Central, and Azure Sphere, and the services like Synapse Analytics, H3 Insight, Azure Databricks, and also Azure Machine Learning, Cognitive Services, Azure Bot Services, the solutions which relates to machine learning. And then the solution related to serverless technology, which is Azure Functions, Logic Apps, and the benefits and usage of CI/CD models like Azure DevOps, GitHub, GitHub Actions, and Azure DevTest Labs. Let's move to Azure Management Tools, which is Azure Portal, Azure PowerShell, Azure CLI, Cloud Shell, and Azure Mobile App. And tools like Azure Advisor, ARM templates, which is Azure Resource Manager, Azure Monitor, Azure Service Health. These are the contents which will be available in section 3, that is core solutions of Azure. Let's move on to the section 4, which contains the security and network security features. It contains the compliance security alerts, secure score, and resource hygiene under Azure Security Center. Then Azure Key Vault, Azure Sentinel, Azure Dedicated Host, Defense in Depth, NSS, NSG, Network Security Groups, Azure Firewall, Azure DDoS protection against DDoS attacks. These will be available in section 4. Let's move on to the section 5, which is identity, governance, privacy, and compliance features of Azure. The identity service, difference between authentication and authorization, the directory which is used for identity management, that is Azure Active Directory, functionality and usage of Azure Active Directory, and the difference between conditional access, MFA, multi-factor authentication, and SSO, single sign-on. Let's move on to the Azure governance features. It contains the functionality and usage of role-based access control in identity management, how we can use resource logs, how we can use resource tags, the details of Azure policy, how we can implement Azure blueprints, and the cloud adoption framework for Azure. Let's move on to the privacy and compliance resources. It describes the core tenets of security, privacy, and compliance. The services like privacy statement, online service terms, and DPA, and why and how it is used, and the purpose of Trust Center, and the purpose of Azure compliance documentation, and the purpose of Azure sovereign regions. These will be available in section 5. Let's move on to section 6, which discuss about the Azure cost management and service level agreements, nothing but SLAs. Under that, we have the various factors which will affect the cost, like resource types, services, locations, and so on. And how we can reduce the cost. Factors like reserved instance, reserved capacity, hybrid use benefit, and so on. And the functionality of TCO calculator, total cost of ownership, and Azure cost management, how we can manage the Azure cost. And move on to the Azure service level agreements, SLAs, and service life cycles. So the purpose of SLA and what are the actions that will impact the SLA, and service lifecycle in Azure, which is public preview and general availability. So this is the last chapter in Azure 900. So we have total of 6 sections as discussed here. Please make sure to prepare for your exam based on the weightage given against each and every section. The highest percentages for the chapter 1, which is 20 to 25%. And there are 2 chapters, which is the section 2, the Azure services, as well as this section both contains 15 to 20% weightage, and all other chapters contain the weightage of 10 to 15%. So all the reference links will be provided in description. So make sure to check the description for any reference links. I hope this video will be useful to you if in case you are planning for the Microsoft Azure exam. In case if you have any more queries, don't forget to comment in our video. We will make sure to answer for your queries. Thanks for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel for more updates. Also, please don't forget to share this video with your friends who are planning to take this AZ-900 exam this year. See you all in next interesting video. Until then, bye.